Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm joined with Sherman. Sherman, how you doing?
Good. Excited to hear what you've brewed up here.
It's a little interesting. We're doing a really quick bonus episode, and we're both kind of having the city's internet's kind of down, so we'll see how our recording actually comes out, right?
Yeah, it's a little choppy, but hopefully we'll get through it quickly here.
Yeah, the video's going to have a little bit of a delay, but the podcast won't matter. This will be it's all in your imagination for the podcast. Maybe we'll do it only as a patron video. But anyways, welcome to our Wednesday bonus episode that I wanted to talk about, which is we're going to just quickly rip through probably the dumbest deck I've ever built with Cruelclaw. So I guess we just jump right into it for today.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's jump right into Cruelclaw. So this deck is a companion deck. It's like my first companion deck that I ever played. I don't do companion decks. We're doing the Infamous Cruelclaw because I think this is a funny deck list. The point of this is to make your playgroup angry. It's really funny. It has such a low salt score. It's like 14 salt score. It's not that, and it's pretty budget. Like I've got some higher things. You can really knock it down. Like I have all of the lands in it are snow lands. Let's just pop the whole list up so we can see. We'll talk the commander first. So the Infamous Cruelclaw is the commander. It's 1 black, 1 red for a 3/3 Weasel Mercenary. Cruelclaw has Menace, and when Cruelclaw deals combat damage to a player, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land. You can cast it by discarding a card rather than paying its mana cost. So first, what's your thoughts on this commander, Sherman?
It's silly, it's goofy, but it has Menace and it's a 3 cast, so it's gonna come out quickly and it's gonna get that attack in real fast.
Yes.
So you want to be aggressive with this.
That's kind of the plan is basically you drop this down turn 3, you swing turn 4 at whoever can't block it. Hopefully there's some player in the pod that can't block 3/3 Menace by turn 4, ideally. Not every deck can, right?
Yeah.
But again, we get that.
At least one of the 3 other players.
Yeah, right. Like that's the plan. So we go into I'll let you take us away with our first and realistically only card in the deck. Because the deck has 1 card. It's our sorcery.
Okay, so that's going to be that's going to be our sorcery here. So we have World Fire for 6 triple red. Exile all permanents. Exile all cards from all hands and graveyards. Each player's life total becomes 1.
Yeah. So we're basically only trying to cast this, and then we're trying to top deck race everyone to kill them. A lot of people when I've talked to this concept with them, they've told me, A, this doesn't sound good. B, what if someone counters it? What about a Teferi's Protection? You know what? Not every game's meant to be won. We have 0 backup plan in this deck. If someone else can outrace us later on as well, we're gonna die. And that's just the end of it. That's okay. Games have to end sometimes, right? So this deck I've included, I'll scroll up here. Go ahead. No, you go. Yeah.
No, it's already. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So,
all right.
We have.
No, I'm just thinking how this is literally the ultimate glass cannon.
Oh yeah, only glass cannon. Like it's we're very susceptible to just dying in one shot. It looks pretty fun to me.
Yeah.
So let's go over some of the lands here. We've got we have 28 snow-covered mountains, 28 snow-covered swamps. If we draw Worldfire as a heads up, we have to scoop, basically. We have to scoop or we have to sit and play a miserable game. I guess we could raw cast Worldfire as well. We've got the mana eventually to do it. It just will take longer. But let's jump into our utility lands here. I will go to first I'll go to just our draw, because we have a section of lands to just cycle away. I'll let you go through all the draw ones, Sherman.
All right. So we got Barren Moor. That enters the battlefield tapped. It taps for a black, and you cycle it for a black mana. Okay, we have Blasted Landscape. So tap for a colorless, cycle 2 colorless. We have Canyon Slough for a Swamp Mountain, and cycle of 2. We have the Desert of the Fervent. Comes in and play tapped. Adds a red, cycle for 1 in a red. We have Desert of the Glorified. Enters tapped. Gives you a black, cycle for 1 in a black. We have Forgotten Cave. Enters tapped, adds a black cycle of red. We have Mercokoro, Center of the Sea. Add a colorless legendary land too. Tap 2 and tap it. Each player draws a card. We have Polluted Mire. Enters tapped, gives you a black and cycle of 2. We have Ranchas Theater, Swamp Mountain. Enters tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you surveil 1.
I'm counting this.
Smoldering Crater comes into play tapped, add the red, cycle of 2. And finally, last but not least, we have Temple of Malice.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So enters battlefield tapped, scries 1, add a black or a red.
Yeah, right. So we basically have a lot of just scry things away.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So we want to get to our lands section. So I'll hit our companion here. The companion in the deck is Obosh the Prey Piercer. I guess it's technically another way we can do it because we have a lot of damage lands. Obosh can be our companion as long as our deck only has odd mana values and land cards, which is Worldfire and Cruelclaw. It is 3 and then hybrid red black for a 3/5 Hellion Horror. If a source with an odd mana would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to a permanent or player instead. So again, it's just another card we can get out. Then I'm going to jump into our damage lands here. So I'll do the section of damage lands. We've got our Barbarian Ring. It's entering untapped, which is nice. You can tap it for a red, 1 damage to you. We don't want to do that. That's going to hurt. Threshold is sack it. It deals 2 damage to any target. Activate if there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard. It's our weakest of them, I would say. We have Blighted Gorge, taps for colorless. 4 and a red in the tap. You sack Blighted Gorge, 2 damage to target creature or player. Again, just a nice way to bolt people later on. Immerstern's Skull Karen enters taps for black. 1 black, double red. Sack it, 3 damage to target player. That player discards a card. Again, this is a kill with it. Jagged Barrens, the new desert from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. It enters tapped. When it enters, deals 1 damage to target opponent, which is an insta-top deck kill, which is great. Keldon Megaliths enters taps for red. Hellbent, which we will always be after, because all we're going to do is draw lands and play a land every turn, so we're always Hellbent. 1 in red, you tap it. 1 damage target creature or player. Activate only if you have no cards in hand. No problem. We're good to go. Mount Doom is a legendary land. Lets us pay 1 life, add a black or a red. Not something we want to do. That'll kill us. 1 red, 1 black. Tap it. 1 damage to each opponent. Again, a nice way to kill the table in one shot. Because we have to remember, we're not getting our commander out after the command tax till turn 5. Turn 5 is when our commander hits the board after that. And everyone's going to be mad at us. So we have to try. We're trying to top deck race. Everyone might. Some decks may have a Land of War. They may draw Forest Land of War. That's the end of us. Sometimes we die, right? But Mount Doom has another ability. We don't care about that one. Piranha Marsh. It enters tapped. When it enters, target player loses a life. Bam! Insta kill. The Ramanap Runes. We get taps for a colorless. Pay 1, add a red, or 2 double reds. Sack it. 2 damage to each opponent. Another kill shot before our commander's out. Wrath's Edge is the same thing. 4 in a tap. You sack a land, or sack a land. 1 damage to target creature or player, or it taps 1 colorless. So again, a nice. We're just trying to kill people. That's it. Shivan Gorge is another one. 2 in a red. It deals 1 damage to each opponent. A nice way to get everyone dead. Stensia Bloodhall is a tap for colorless. 3/1 black, 1 red. Tap it. 2 damage to target creature or player. So again, a little slower of 1. Sunscorched Desert enters and kills on ETB. So we've got a pretty decent section in our damage lands. Again, this is a nice fast deck tech. There's not many brain cells required to put this one together. I think it's just really funny. And then Sherman, I'll let you take our last one away. Like I said, for anyone watching our video, we're having a little bit of a internet lag back and forth. So Sherman will take us away, and I will be silent. Sherman, go.
Yeah. All right, so we got 19 lands left minus the basics and everything. So we have a Blink Moth Nexus. So as a colorist, tap 1 mana, and the Blink Moth Nexus becomes a 1/1 Blink Moth artifact creature with flying until end of turn. It's still a land. You can tap 1 and tap it, and target Blink Moth creature gets +1/+1, but we don't care about that. We have Cactus Preserve. It enters battlefield tap. You can tap to add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. But for 3 mana until end of turn, the Cactus becomes an XX green plant creature with reach, where X is the greatest mana value among your commanders. It's still a land. We have the Cradle of the Accursed. It's a desert. Taps for a colorless. Tap 3, sacrifice the Cradle, and you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Activate this ability only as a sorcery. We have the Crawling Baron. Tap for a colorless. Tap 4, put 2 1/1 counters on Crawling Barons. Then you may have it become a 0/0 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a land. We have Den of the Bugbear. If you control 2 or more lands, it comes into battlefield tapped. It taps for a red and for 3 in a red. Until end of turn, Den of the Bugbear becomes a 3/2 red goblin creature with, whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Still land. We have Dread Statuary. Tap 4 colorless. Tap 4. The Statuary becomes a 4/2 golem artifact creature until end of turn. It's still land. We have Faceless Haven. It's a snowland. Tap 4 colors. Tap 3 snowlands. Faceless Haven becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types until end of turn. It's still land. We have Frostwalk Bastion. Snowland. Tap 4 colorless. For 1 and a snowland until end of turn, Frostwalk Bastion becomes a 2/3 construct artifact creature. It's still land. Whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, tap that creature and it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap phase. We have Gets to Encampment. Coming to the battlefield tapped. Tap for a red. Tap 1 in a red. And it becomes a 2/1 red warrior creature with first strike. Still land. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. If you control 2 or more lands, Hive of the Eye Tyrant enters the battlefield tapped. Tap for a black and for 3 in a black until end of turn. The Eye Tyrant becomes a 3/3 black Beholder creature with menace, and whenever this creature attacks, exile target card from the defending player's graveyard. It's still land. We have Lava Claw Reaches. Enters tapped. Tap for a black and a red. For a 1 and a black and a red. Till end of turn, Lava Claw Reach becomes a 2/2 black and red elemental creature with tap X. This creature gets +X+0 until end of turn. It's still land. Mishra's Factory. This is a classic. Tap 4 colors. Tap 1, and Mishra's Factory becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until end of turn. Still land. And you can also tap it to target assembly worker creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. We'll probably never see that. But we also have the Mishra's Foundry, where you can tap 4 colors and tap 2, and the Foundry becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until end of turn, which is still a land. And you can pay 1 and tap it, target attacking assembly worker gets +2/+2 until end of turn. We have Mutavault. Tap 4 colorless, and for a 1 mana, the Mutavault becomes a 2/2 creature with all creature types until end of turn. Still land. Ratless Vent. Coming to the battlefield tapped. Add a black or red for 3 mana, so that's a 1 and a black and a red. Till end of turn, the events become a 2/3 black and red insect creature with menace. It's still land. When it attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, you get a draw card. Then we have Kenzian Crucible of Defiance. Legendary land. Tap for a red. Has channel for 3 in a red. Discard it, and you create 2 1/1 color spirit creature tokens. They gain haste till end of turn. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. Oops. We have Spawning Pool. Coming to play tapped, add the black for a 1 and a black. Spawning Pool becomes a 1/1 black skeleton creature with tap a black, regenerate this creature until end of turn. It's still a land. We have Tomb of Rami. Legendary land. Tap for a black, and it deals 1 damage to you if you don't control an ogre. Ouch. For 2 and double black, you tap it to sacrifice all lands you control. Put a legendary 5/5 black demon spirit creature token with flying named Rami into play. And finally, our last land of the deck, we have Zotic Cavern. It taps for colors and it has Morph of 2. So you may cast this card face down as a 2/2 creature for 3 mana. Turn it face up at any time for its morph cost.
Yeah,
that's it.
We're never turning that one face up. It's so what do you think of this like silly one? Well, in the video thing, I'm just gonna run the playtester on it so people can see. But tell me what you think of the deck here. Sherman?
It's really, really, really silly. Like, I can totally see why you're trying to race, because the moment you cast Whirlfire, you have to do that damage, because most of your lands do require some sort of mana or lands to tap for mana, so you're probably gonna be like play a land, like float the mana, or you'll float the mana, play world attack. Actually, wait, can you do that? Hang on. How are you gonna do that? You would have to attack, connect, world fire. If you float the mana, you're gonna lose it. So you have to race. There's nothing else you can do. You can't even float the mana and keep it around. You have to race.
Yeah,
it's silly.
I'm like sitting there. I'm doing just the plays of how the top decking works out, and like you can like see like we've got in 3 turns we have 2 potential kills. Like enters tapped, we draw, we surveil. What do we get here? Put that to the bottom. We have enough to make our 2/2 zombie. It's such a silly deck. I really like it. It's yeah, like I said, that's basically all. That's fair enough. The gist of our list. But
I say people should try to play this.
Yeah. Like I said, I just wanted to do a really, really quick list of it. Like it's just a fast episode we ripped through. Like I said, we're having our brief internet problems, so I know we can't discuss it as much back and forth. We're both lagging a little bit and going back and forth. But yeah, that's the gist of my deck. I'll give everyone the normal outro speech. We're in and we're out. That's it. So let me. Where's that button? I had it on the wrong thing. If you like this not very good deck tech, let me know. It'll entertain me. You can get any of the expensive stuff at Abyss Proxy Shop. I sleeve this up in my AI armor sleeves. They're great. Go into it's really funny that I have nice sleeves on this trash deck. Putting this together, my LGS was just like, what are you doing? But yeah, if you want nice sleeves for your garbage decks or your good decks, AI Armor, we've got a great link in the bio. Supports the show, supports a great company. They're awesome sleeves. Like, share, subscribe. It really, really matters. If you want this version of the video, it's going to be just Patreon. It'll be a bonus episode in the middle of the week for podcast listeners. But if you're a patron, you get the video and you can see it. And yeah, we're going to be just brewing more and more stuff and more bonus things. So we have so many decks between the 3 of us. Like it's a new set, and then like we each going to brew like a deck from it basically. I brew like 30 decks at a time, and Sherm's always got good ideas. Sloth has got good ideas. So there's lots. We'll be doing a few more of these bonus things. That's it. Thank you guys for getting there. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me why this deck's not going to work. Convince me that I should return these cards, because I'm not gonna. It's so fun. It's only gonna work once. Your friends are never gonna let you hit them with this again. But the first time you do, it'll be hilarious. That's it.
Yep. And anyone else that wants to try to make this deck where everything's too expensive or whatnot, check out Abyss Proxy Shop. Code IT99 gets you 15% off, I believe.
Yeah. And also supports us. And that's it. Bye-bye.
Sorry about the lag, everyone. Laters.